Wavy trust already, yeah. I'm thankful that you did me wrong, cause now I got it right, I promise you gon' miss me gone. I done seen it all like the first picture phone. They wishing on my downfall with the wishing bone. Wavy trust already, yeah.
The talk is this. They say 2 hours afterwards, Drake flew to Thug and allegedly gave him $1 million. Drake into
You're saying that wasn't for you in that car. Who it was for? If Jeffrey was in the car, the fucking steering wheel? The glove compartment?
Now, unless you on cloud 10, on that rock, how you heard the motherfucking word? What's good, y'all? It's yours truly. Once again, HeartBreak Ace. Familiar with my content or not, hit that like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm is breaking content every time I upload. Cause my subscribers already know, the algorithm a hater. Don't never want to give y'all these videos so y'all can like and subscribe. That's why I have no problems making the nose bleed. Making out to wipe his nose. Make sure the people get these videos so they can like and subscribe. And I'll leave you alone, algorithm. But nah, topic of discussion while we here. You read the title, and if you've been stuck on a rock for real and don't know, Clean Slime, Young Thugger, Jeffrey Williams has been released from the county jail, Fulton County I should say, because he was never in prison. He was fighting the RICO case, and some will say he beat it, some say he didn't. He got some stipulations in his release, but it's a RICO case. So if you ask me, all you gotta do is keep his head on the swivel, man. So for a street nigga coming home and you was fighting a RICO case for two and a half years, that's a win. Even though he got the stipulations and all of that. And because he got the stipulations, a lot of things that he was told that he couldn't do is the reason why we even making this video in the first place. But before I even continue on, I'm gonna let you hear what academics had to say Drake did for Young Thug 2 hours after his release. So before we continue on without further ado, you already know what we doing. Up on the block, my guy Thug, man, he can't really get his hands dirty no more, pause. So I don't even care about what they got to say over there in Fulton County. I'm over here. So the up on the block, you know what I'm doing. I ain't sitting here. You scared, stay home. Mask on, mask off. Let's spin the block.
The talk is this. They say 2 hours afterwards, Drake flew to Thug and allegedly gave him $1 million. Drake ain't tell me. Drake gonna hit me up and be like, who told you? Which, by the way, super strategic move. Super strategic. Thug was in jail talking about let's squash all this beef. If I'm Drake, I need Atlanta. Okay, so I got one nigga in Atlanta. That's what I Ghost. Drake, supposedly Drake flew to wherever Thug was at. Gave that nigga $1 million. Y'all can't turn Atlanta against no big Drizzy. Get the fuck out of here. Only the industry insiders would know what that is. Which I think that's dope. And
alright, y'all, we back real quick. I had to pump my brakes real quick. I put gas in. I still got to spin the block to get the op. But I just let y'all hear what Ak had to say. And 99.99% of the time, my will just say 100% of the time, academics is a reliable source. And people call him the Krispy Kreme along with myself because we like Drake fans or whatever. Because you know how they like to move the goalpost for Kendrick. But whatever, who cares? But I agree with what he's saying. That was very calculated on Drake's behalf. Now, y'all can go ahead and try to run with the cornball narrative that K-Dot said and not like us. We run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Like, if you think about it, he made that line sound lame now, for real. You run into Atlanta when you need a check balance. It's almost a money play. When you need popularity and clout, you run to Atlanta. But on some real shit, Drake, since day one of Young Thug getting locked up, Drake, even on his albums, expressed his feelings about that. Thug even expressed his feelings about Drake. So it ain't like they just faking the funk. It was real genuine love. And it's even crazy that he took the time out of his day to fly in his private PJ, which is a private jet for those that don't know the abbreviation, 2 hours after Young Thug was out, and gave him $1 million cash. Because he already knew how hard it would have been just to, like, getting it wired and all of that. He gave him straight cash just to make it real easy for him. And he just been almost 3 years fighting a RICO case. He spent a lot of money. So all these niggas claiming they his nigga and all of that, he showed he really that his nigga. And Drake don't just do that for Young Thug. He did that for Lil Wayne when Lil Wayne was locked up in 2009. He do that for everybody. Everybody that's in his family, he show love, like real love. Not just talk it for the gram, faking it for the gram and all of that. So that's one strategic move. He one of the first ones to do that. And Young Thug is like one of the kings of Atlanta. Especially going through this beef that he got going on with K-Dot and all of them. Future. And you know he said Future still his brother. He ain't never really want to beef with Future. And Young Thug's in the middle of that trying to get them to collab and get back together. So that was strategic on Drake's end. Not only because he really wanted to do it, but because the timing. And you being K-Dot talking about check balance and all of that, but he doing the opposite of that. He doing the opposite of that, if you ask me. Drake is Drake. Even though Young Thug was locked up, Drake's still bigger than him, pause. And he went and gave him $1 million. And it wasn't even told by him. Academics told it. So it ain't like he had it out here broadcasting on camera or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? He went and took $1 million out of his pocket and gave it to who he called his brother. So that running to Atlanta for check balance, he did the opposite of that, if you ask me. So that line just seemed corny. Which I already know you had a bunch of fake antics that sounded good just to try to beat Drake. And as you can see, it still didn't work. Because Drake literally been saying that since day one. I mean, so now we offer that. Young Thug, we offer Drake. Back to Young Thug now. Young Thug seems to, well, you remember when he got locked up and everybody was trying to figure out how he was feeling about Gunna and all of that? Well, I'm gonna let you hear what a few people had to say. Let's spin the block again.
Young Thug told everybody that Gunna was a snitch. I'm telling you this, I don't give a f if you believe me. That's what he sent to, or he sent a message to Dirk, Baby. There's a few other rappers, I just won't call their names. Just because some of them just told me in privacy. All of them rappers start not with Gunna, speaking out, they're chilling away. Thug got out. Gunna kinda hot. It ain't like you're trying to really like jump and work with Gunna, but he's kind of stuck in a rock.
Like I said, my boy Big Act pause. He normally a reliable source, man. But you can try to read between the lines or whatever you need to do. But it's obvious who he was talking about. The people that Young Thug said he ain't fucking with Gunna no more. Just think about the people that he be around. Just think about the people that was around Gunna like this that ain't no more. I mean, spin the block again.
I was shocked when I woke up to that shit. I'm like, what the f***? It gotta be a fake page.
So you're not trying to use it for promo?
For what?
Do you believe that Gunna told?
That man, I don't sit up and play games, man. That man told. You should have went in there and kept your mouth closed. I never like, I'm following. I don't know. I never like, why I didn't, I don't know. I just don't take Instagram and all that shit type of serious. But if you a rat, you a rat. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, I looked into the camera and I told you, if you a rat, I hate you. Cause I love Thug.
You're saying that wasn't for you in that car. Who it was for? If Jeffrey was in the car, the fucking stern wheel? The glove compartment?
Gunna called out Lil Baby in his first song back since being released from prison. He specifically called him out for switching up on him amidst his snitching allegations.
You bitch ass niggas got me at the topic of the chat.
He also points out how Lil Baby works with someone who's a snitch himself.
You switched on me when you know you in business with a rat. And the boy that's like your brother, ain't nobody speak on that.
He's talking about QCP, who's better known as the CEO of the record label Quality Control, who snitched on a man named Keon back in 2010. So this is the reason why.
They played. They ain't have shit on them people like that. If it's 65 charges and you end up with 8, if they wouldn't have said nothing, how many he would have had? Wake up and smell a coffin, man. Niggas rats.
Well,
certified.
I mean, Gunna did.
Alright, y'all, we back. Another little quick swerve. But now, you get the picture? You see the people that I put up there? It's almost pretty much the people that's already close to him. The one that been screaming his name since he been locked up. I.e. Drake, Future, Lil Baby, Dirt. People that literally came out and said they ain't rocking with Gunna no more because they already had a conversation with Young Thug. And that's what it was. And they were standing on that. And it was obvious. Now, I even felt the same way. And it was heartbroken to me, man, because Gunna was one of the ones, bro. We love his music, always have. His sound is crazy. But he bit the hand that fed him. That's a fact, man. Young Thug was loyal to you. You should have just stayed solid like he did. Because they really didn't have nothing on you at all. And Thug is home now. You just didn't have it in you to stay in jail like that. Let's just be real. So you sold your man out to get out. It wasn't really no family or no love there, man. It was business is business for real. Obviously. Because, I mean, you ain't directly telling him, but when you start saying stuff like this, that's when it got real skeptical. Spin the block again.
YSL is a music label and a game, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the game.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Pushing like no paperwork has been changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever's been getting in.
Alright, y'all, we back again. Now you can see when you start telling yes ma'am, that, you technically didn't tell, but you was dry snitching. Cause there was only 2 people in the car. Just like Boosie said. Who it belong to? The fucking steering wheel? If you and Jeffrey, aka Young Thug, is in the car and you said it ain't yours, who you think they gonna blame it on when he's fighting his RICO case? And that was the problem with that. Because you still could have fought the case like just because Young Thug was in it, that it couldn't belong to him either. That don't mean that. But the fact that he was fighting his YSL RICO case and stuff like that, it was basically putting a light on your mans. And that's why we can't rock with that. And then you started confusing us when everything is still, no paperwork been signed. You had us confused for real. And what had us even more confused is the day that Young Thug got out. And why? Because this was a request from him and his lawyer during his hearing of getting the 15 years probation. Let's spin the block again.
Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together. Your Honor.
All right, y'all, we back. Another little quick swerve, but I know y'all heard correctly. Sergio Kitchens, that is Gunna, by the way. He requested that. He wanted to still be able to work with him. Now, we could go with the angle that, I mean, he did drop an album literally saying business is business. So maybe he really living his raps for real. Like it's ironic because he was fighting the case about living his raps in the YSL RICO case, but maybe he actually living his raps. Business is just business. it looked good for me in court, like I don't got no beef with him, and at the same time, I got a contractual agreement with him, so I own him basically. And the more money he make, the more money I make, and I need it right now. It could be that angle. Business is business. Or he really was cool with him. That's why we don't really know what to think, because we thought he was cool, but then spin the block again. Gunna, stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy.
Oh, ladies. Y'all gonna be counting this motherfucker though. How much? What time you leaving out of here? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 3:05, what?
13:05. Please don't bring that shit up in here. The last time y'all was talking, we done got sick. Me and my friend got sick. I'm laughing out the weed. Y'all was sick.
All right, y'all, but see, we back again. But I had to pump my brakes for real again, because see, none of that adds up. That you'll be talking this reckless like that, young thug. Why? Not saying you scary or nothing like that, because we definitely know you're not. You got a name known for that. But the reason why that's kind of a little spooky that you talking like that, because in case y'all forgot that the stipulations and the rules he had to abide by in this RICO case in order for him not to go back to jail, which the total charge is 45 years. He got 15 years probation. But it was simply some things that he could not be doing. Y'all forgot about it? I got y'all. The odds still on the block and they stubborn, man. So we got to keep spinning the block, make sure we get them. So you already know what we doing. Mask on, mask off. You scared, stay home. Spin the block again.
RICO count. Was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a NOLO plea to the RICO count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the NOLO to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged, I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count two, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count one, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count one, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation, if you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 57, 20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively, that's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served.
You're saying that wasn't for you in that car. Who it was for? If Jeffrey was in the car, the fucking steering wheel? The glove compartment?
All right, y'all, we back. Another little 5-10 minute swerve, but I saw the op on the block that time. I got him. Now, y'all just saw that clip. See, I don't think, well, as we can see, he basically beat the RICO case. He ain't say nothing. He ain't even had his hands involved in anything dirty. Excuse me. At all. So Young Thug definitely not a dummy. So I just feel like, I don't think that's him making these posts. Because he don't even, if I ain't mistaken, he don't even control his Twitter or X, formerly known as Twitter. He don't even control that. His team control that. But even if it's not him and it's his team doing that, they gotta be the dumbest motherfuckers in the world. Seriously. Because Young Thug can't get involved with no kind of negative shit no more. No street shit, no who was a rat, who ain't a rat. And basically, if you call somebody a rat, that basically means the shit that was alleged mean you did it, but somebody was trying to tell on you, whether you got caught or not. So he's still on probation for it. So I don't think that's Young Thug doing that. I don't think he's green like that, that he's that dumb to be dissing that nigga like that. Even if you really feel like that, I think somebody else is doing that. Yeah, he probably do feel the way about Gunna. But I don't think he'd be broadcasting it so freely like that. Or directly tell him like that. He ain't never really been scared of nobody ever. But even when he was free and had beef with niggas, he ain't really tweet nobody's name out like that. He'll say his subliminal shit, but he ain't never really tweet a name out. He'll just go live and say your name. But tweeting some shit, that nigga he ain't really got no loose trail or loose lips or no type of receipts like that. As you can see. Because they couldn't find out in the whole YSL RICO case against him for almost 3 years. They had to plea out. So I think it's a reach, man. I'm hoping Young Thug can't be that, like, that dumb. Cause we always advocating, praying you got out and you got out, man. Ain't no fucking way you crashing out that fast and saying some shit like that to seem cool. Like, cause it's all up to you how you feel about Gunna. If you feel like Gunna was a rat, people gonna treat him like that. If you feel like that nigga wasn't a rat, they gonna treat it like that. Bro, let bygones be bygones for real. Because he technically never said you did anything, but he just did a bitch move and was trying to help him get out, and he threw you on in the bus. But all this, let's go deal with these rats and all that, man. Bro, you trying to do the whole 40? But I don't think that's Young Thug, like I said. But if it's somebody on his team, they gotta be fired immediately. Cause y'all, he almost drained all his assets away from his family that long. For somebody to crash out the scene cool for social media to say some shit to Gunna. Gunna still got a contractual agreement with him. So like you said, business is business. So let it be that. If it's not Young Thug. But if it's Young Thug, I'm praying for you, homie. Because if you crashing out like that after all this that just happened, I would hate to say you deserve to be in there. If that's you actually crashing out like that, because you got to know better than that. That's a bad look. And I ain't being biased because I'm a fan of Young Thug. I'm just being real. Like, bro, come on, man. Come on. Now, as far as you got people like Drake, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about Drake, bro, but he always step up and show his real colors. I mean, the so-called Mr. calling people colonizer, bro, he don't do that for nobody. Who has he looked out for? Who? He only do some shit in Compton when you call him out. He ain't look out for none of his people. I ain't see him do it. Drake do this all the time. Drake put people on. The same people that were beefing with him, he put them on, including Kendrick. This is a fact. Kendrick got major after the Take Care album, after the Take Care tour. All of them people that were beefing with him became bigger after that Drake put them on his tour. That's a fact. And they try to sign him or take him over and it ain't work. He still got the throne. I'm sorry. So you gotta respect it. He's showing real genuine love to his nigga. So I feel like, man, him and Future need to, especially if it's over a female, which it probably is, or because Drake is that nigga, like, y'all need to let it go, man. Let bygones be bygones. Y'all niggas back united. And Thug gonna need some help because he can't even speak about no gangster rap no more. So he gonna need y'all. Because even though he can make great music without talking about that, he not gonna be able to just sell that whole shit by himself. He gonna need his homies. So it makes sense. He can't talk about it, but they can. But leave a comment down below. Let me know how y'all feel for real, man. You know, this world keeps showing me every day. And showing y'all. Well, I always say, love each other. Till next time, it's yours truly, HeartBreak.
I can't sleep at night with Thug at Cobb County Corrections. I think he did enough reflecting.